Welcome back to Happy Chat Boys. So, this is the light and the dark of a chosen one. But you can bring this into everyone, or because everyone can be chosen. And you will learn that through what I'm going to say. It's not just you or I or somebody else who's chosen. We are all chosen, but it comes down to accepting that. Which comes down to a wide sense of knowledge of who you are and how you're related to everything. Not only knowing it, but living it, feeling it, sensing it, being it. And so we have in this world that we see in the physical form is people going around as chosen ones, or spoke of as chosen ones, or claiming to be chosen ones. And in the cycle of time that we have in this world, there becomes a minimal amount of chosen ones in each cycle. Until a certain time where light overpowers darkness. Now, first off, everything is just darkness. There's nothing but darkness. Until it creates light. Now, taking away the world and all that we know of it and just looking into space as just pure darkness, switching off the lights of everything, we have just darkness everywhere. For that darkness to come to light, it must spin itself, put itself into a spin, a vibration, into creation. And if you know anything about the science of creation and life, everything starts with a spin. And the light becomes, or comes from, the power of the darkness that it spins in. And from that, the light holds darkness in its spin. Yet the light's held by the darkness of everything. Now, the darkness is a place, it wants something more than itself. Which is why it creates light in the first place. And when it finds light, it realizes it can reshape itself into different forms. And we get the universe. We get the world. We get you. We get I. And in that, you embody that. You become that darkness. And that spinning light within you. But as you reflect on the darkness that you see outside of yourselves in other beings, it becomes more and more of you. That you drift away from the spinning light of life, the light of creation that creates you, and into that darkness of where all came from. Now, as chosen ones, what you will find is they came from the darkness, just like you. But they went into the deepest of darkness in their light as body, and became so dark and made so many mistakes that they had to learn from through lifetime, 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 and lifetime, until they became aware into a life of awareness that they had learnt so many lessons from all that they'd done wrong in the dark to rise into the light while being in the dark. Now, this can be managed by everyone when you get the understanding of holding the light in the darkness which the darkness created in the first place. And so as body of darkness, to hold that light, you must see that everything that you want in something more than yourself is the darkness of who you be. They created you in the light of who you be. Yet that light dims down within you that you don't see and creates more darkness in who you be and how you act by what you see in others in the darkness that they be. And so to lift that light up within you, and I say this all now because we've came to that time where everyone can open up that awareness to become the light in the darkness, where the darkness holds that light within them. And not only holds it within them, but around them, as you would see, darkness would put light into a spin. It would create that light that it spreads into the darkness of everything, which is what you would do when you hold the light within you. But first you must turn up that light bulb. And so while the chosen ones have went through so much darkness, what you find is when darkness attacks a chosen one, it returns to they who attack. Because the darkness, they've already seen it. They've already been it. They already know they created it. They already know they are it. They already know they know how to do what you do. They already know that they know more than you in the darkness of who they be. That whatever you send to them is just who they know they are. In you, in me, in all that you see. But they contain it within who they be. And by containing it and controlling it, they rise from it. Because they've learned to control it, to contain it. And while containing it into a pressured system of who you be as a physical body, it goes into that spin. And when it goes into that spin, it lights up in who you be. And so instead of a chosen one reacting to what somebody would do to pressurize them, they activate the chosen. While the chosen has learned to control the darkness. And as they pressurize from within, they move into the light. And they shine through the darkness, within and around who they be. The chosen can be wherever they want to be. in the dark or in the light. But not by expressing in who they be as you would see in a physical form, but how people would express on to who they be. And so when darkness comes at them, it will be reflected back to they who press it on to thee. While someone presses good onto them, they will reflect the good back onto thee. As it does in normal form, in the physical form, but with a heightened sense of consciousness of an enlightened one, what you will find is it will happen at more extremes than you would normally see. On a universal level. Because they've contained the universe within them. That all that's around them works for them, or should I say, with them. And so when something outside of them comes to attack them, the universe works in favour for them, for being grateful for what is created by the universe in who they are. By appreciating and accepting who they are, as they have accepted the darkness that they went through and contained it in themselves to lift up into that light of that something more that the darkness always looked for. And while finding the light, the darkness sees how it can create in who it be. That it doesn't have to be dark, but that is down to us as consciousness, awareness of consciousness, of how we see it to be. And until we can see it in that way, then we can never be anything but the darkness in who we be over the light that creates humanity. That you see the darkness in physical form. And once you can rise into that light, what you will find is you won't be acting to emotions and thoughts that are influenced from things outside of you. What you will be doing will be containing them and not reacting to them, so you can pressurize that within you until it comes bubbling to the surface into light, like a volcano erupting, like a stone into a diamond. It's pressurized that much that it turns into something more beautiful, which the darkness always wanted to see, and it found the light in who it can be. And while doing that, it found not only that pressurizing the strain on the darkness of itself in how we would see it in others, of not reacting in a negative low vibrational form, is that vibration got higher as it went into a spin. And as it got faster and faster, it became an enlightenment where you got to see how creation could be, how you could create, how you do create in all that you see through consciousness that you be. And so when you hold that, you start to understand that doing good, doing what's right, doing what's honest, being loyal, is all to do with you. Because while you do it for another, you do it for you, because you are connected to all that you see. You are all that you see. You just don't see it because you're in the low vibration of darkness of who you be, as you would see yourself to be somebody as a physical being. Well, all along, you're nobody. You're just something in everything. did you call somebody? Did you label by name? Yet you'll walk around as body, reflecting that the name that you're labeled is you, while it's not. It's just a label that you put on yourself. Just as darkness and light is, but it's the simplest form to project out there to the conscious beings that holds consciousness within body, to understand the differences of two sides of a vibration, and how one can be seen as a low vibration and one can be seen as a high vibration. And we see that on the earth. The darkness and colour is created. And when you look up into the sky, you see the sun, the light, that gives everything colour and shape. If you were just in pitch dark, you would not see nothing but the darkness. And yet, everything spins in that creation that you be, that you see, in all that you see. And every time that you lash out or be irresponsible in your actions or how you be in the physical body, then you are attacking yourself. You are hurting yourself. Let's put this in a context of a picture that we would see as you and I. And so you're happy, you're enjoying your day. And I come to you and start telling you about something about my day that felt really good. And even though you were enjoying your day, you feel that something about my day just sounds better. And you're a wee bit pissed with that. That why should I get that better day than you? And so you start to change your tone of voice. Your words become more sharper. You're more cutting in the conversation. And it turns into an argument. Who have you just attacked by attacking me with your change of vibration? So you're up here and you start feeling that I was up here, and because you wanted to get up here where I was, because of jealousy of the darkness, wanting that thing that was something more. And because you seen that I had something more, you used the darkness to want that was something more. And because you're trying to reach from up here to up here, what you actually do is bring yourself down here. Because the darkness controlled you. Instead of you bottling it in, pressing it, so you could lift the light within you by containing that darkness in you and seeing the goodness of it, and not what you had in who you were, but what you have and what you can see in who you are in another. So while you're up here and you can see it in another and feel it in another, you can move from up here to up here without using the jealousy, but by seeing it and feeling it in another, without even experiencing it yourself in the first place. But you get to experience it through their story as you listen to it. and feel it. Listen to it through the body and the vibration and how they tell you it. But not in how you would see it in what you don't have, because then you bring yourself from here to here, while you're always looking to go up here. And to go on up from here to here, you must see the enjoyment for the other person to move and up and who you be. To join them, to embrace their experience within you in the vibration that they tell you, but embodying it and not embodying how you're thinking about somebody has something more than I have. Because then you don't see it in how you feel. You see the rejection of it all and how you feel by bringing yourself to a lower state with the cutting words and the change of tone, that sharpness in the voice that brings about a pressure cooker outside of you pushing away in who I be. And so when I feel the pressure pushed against me, it comes into a cycle where I start cutting my words. Especially if I'm not in control of who I am. And so then it's an attack back and forth. And while I'm up here and you're up here, we're both just moving lower and lower and lower in our vibration, that we can't see past who we label ourselves to be as body. Well, consciously, all it is an instrument that we see through and we reflect off as we see in others that we see. And instead of just reflecting off others and taking that embodiment of jealousy of what we don't have and want to have as the darkness that we be, we need to see the light in what we see and embody the feeling of how they be. And so I like to look at it as in life, I don't need to go to do all the great things out there and the experiences. Maybe it's going on motorbike rides, jumping out of an airplane, just experiences that gives you that heightened feeling, that rush, that you want more of it. I can look at people that has gone through the experience and see the enjoyment in it and take that energy to be mine and enjoy it for them, while enjoying the experience myself as if I went through it myself, while I just sat there and watched. I was there in their experience because I let myself be. I didn't look at it as in, why am I not doing that? Why can't I do that? Because I know I can. I just don't push myself in that direction. Because I know I can also experience it by just sitting there, using as little energy as possible, while gaining so much from it, from someone else that is me. Because it's all me in how I see it, as it is in all you and how you see it. But until you start to be aware and control that darkness, then you'll never be a chosen one. And we will keep going in them cycles and cycles and cycles until that light becomes big enough that it overpowers the all of darkness, which will be a long, long, long time. And as in the body that you hold will never remember that until you awaken one day in consciousness, until everyone awakens in all of consciousness, and it becomes just light, pure harmony, a place you've got to see that's within you. But you must go through that darkness of pressure and hold it. Not release it in anger, frustration, for the fear of it, but hold it. Hold that fear. Embody it. As it's just an illusion. It's all just an illusion. But you gotta see that. It's all a game. A game you created in the darkness that you are. And once you brought light to it, you trapped yourself in darkness in many a form. And all you can see is that darkness in how you be until you're enlightened in the truth of who you be. This is Hoppy Chapa. Love and peace.